Hey guys, this is Irie Starcraft, and I'm going to be casting another game tonight, and this is going to be on Tarsonis Assault, and it is going to be a 2v2 game with Juna, the Red Zerg, who we have seen in the last couple of games, and although he has been unfortunately attacked immediately by ProTech in both games, he has played very well, I would say, even though he has gotten overwhelmed in the last couple of games, and he's going to be playing with ClosingTimE, the blue Protoss player. And ClosingTimE is actually a member of the #1 ranked 2v2 team in North America right now as we speak, except that his partner in that #1 ranked team is actually IS0026. So he has a different partner this game. He is going to be with Juna, who we know is good. He was playing with MC the Max the last couple of games. So he is going to be against Steamboat, the Teal Zerg, who we have not seen. I haven't cast any games with Steamboat yet, and he is going to be ProTech's teammate, and ProTech is going to be on Protoss this time. So you know that this guy is crazy good at all three races, especially when it comes to early game pressure. And he's going to be playing Protoss this time. I don't think I've cast any that he's been on Protoss. I think he's been on Zerg or Terran every time, and generally going with a mass Zergling on Zerg strategy and a mass Marine on Terran strategy, though he did at least one game go with a mass Reaper strategy, which was also very effective. So we'll see what he does this time. I expect probably a heavy Stalker early push out of ProTech this game. So we'll see, though. His partner, I mean, obviously ClosingTimE is an experienced, top-notch 2v2 player, because you see him throwing down his cybernetics core as I just remember to throw up my production tab, and ProTech getting his cybernetics core as well at the same time. But ClosingTimE you know he's good because he's on that #1 ranked team right now with IS0026, who have not seen any games with them yet. But oh, this is going to be interesting because Juna this time is going to be pushing out with some early Zerglings. We're used to seeing ProTech and company always with the first push. So we'll see if Juna's actually going to run the press to the base, because he was just sitting there with those Zerglings for a while, maybe trying to wait for those extra Zerglings. I don't know. But he needs to do like ProTech's been doing the last few games and just go right into somebody's base and start delaying their mining. Actually, no, he's already got a Baneling's nest out, and I did not even see that. So Juna going a complete, total Baneling rush right now. He's got 4 Banelings morphing in, and Steamboat is in huge trouble. That Baneling's just going to blow up 4 Zerglings right there. Another Baneling going to maybe... No, Steamboat's trying to split up his Zerglings because of these Banelings. And that Baneling actually blowing up on 1 Zergling, so not doing a whole lot there. And there is 1 Spine Crawler out in Steamboat's base. So that is going to ward off any kind of pressure. Steamboat now with a Queen also to ward that off. And ProTech with a Stalker and 1 Zealot out. And they are going to force back that early Baneling aggression from Juna. He was able to kill a bunch of Zerglings with 1 of those Banelings, but the other ones were not very effective. So you know when you go with those Banelings, they can be so powerful, but at the same time, they can put you in a huge bind if you do not get your money's worth with them. If the other player, if you see somebody's going for Banelings against you, and you can micro the way these guys do, as Steamboat's Zergling speed is now finished, he is going to be applying some early pressure. You can guarantee that. And and to finish what I was saying about the Banelings, if you're going against a bunch of Banelings and all you have is Zerglings out, do like Steamboat was able to do there and split your Zerglings up and try and force them to blow up on individual Zerglings. I mean, it seems a little bit obvious. Juna now actually with this Overlord is going to see Steamboat's massive Zerglings there, so he is actually going to pull those back. Maybe he's going to be feigning that he is pulling back and come back around the other side. Are we going to see? Because ProTech now with 4 Stalkers out and 1 Zealot. So, and it looks like Juna still has no speed on his Zergling. It's actually just now about to finish. And they are pinging. It looks like ProTech is pinging there, I'm guessing, to gather their army and see what is going on at the front of the base. But ProTech, meanwhile, had a proxy pylon back here that I did not even see go down. I'm sorry about that, but it looks like Juna was able to scout that, and ClosingTimE were able to see that. But now these Zerglings, so many of them are going to get picked off here by these Stalkers. Actually, only one of them, it seemed like more than one of them went down. Am I tripping? Okay. Yeah, I know I'm tripping, but it looks like Steamboat and ProTech now. ProTech actually has, he's got 8 Stalkers now, so many Stalkers on the field early. But look what ClosingTimE has, 9 Stalkers, and he has a couple of sentries and a Zealot in here. So both armies are pretty much dead even right now. And this is going to be a crazy engagement if these guys go at it right now with a ton of micro. But it looks like ProTech and Steamboat are going to decide to pull back and try and macro up some more army. I'll switch back to production. I was going for the 8 p.m. because I thought we were going to see some crazy shit right there. I'll try and switch, remember to switch to 8 p.m. next time these guys go at it. But it looks like actually ClosingTimE and Juna with a few Banelings and some Zerglings are going to try and apply some pressure here. So this could get very interesting because ProTech is here with his army and his proxy pylon, but Steamboat now actually bringing these Zerglings in to reinforce, but he doesn't have much because he's been spending it on this expansion right here. As we come back to the battle, and both teams sort of just going playing some cat and mouse right here, some force fields going down. Obviously those are ClosingTimE. No, they're because ProTech has a couple of sentries of his own, so I don't even know whose force fields that were. Both of those force fields sort of just delaying this engagement here. And it's going to come down, if these Banelings can blow up on the Zerglings, that is going to make a huge difference. Although Juna only has a few Banelings, so there are no the Zerglings for Juna. All these Zerglings are going to come around the back and possibly try and do a 2-pronged attack right here. So this could get really intense really quickly. But now Steamboat with some roaches out, so this is going to get very interesting. And ClosingTimE actually with one force field from ProTech to try and split that army, doing a nice job microing back and forth, focusing down these Stalkers in the back. But meanwhile, Juna with these Zerglings coming in and surrounding the entire army of Steamboat, and the Protoss players are basically in just a face-off alone right now, but the Banelings coming in, blowing up on Stalkers, not doing a ton of damage, but still it looks like ClosingTimE is gonna prevail in this battle because he just has a couple of extra Stalkers with that reinforcement from down below. And now Juna with more Zerglings is going to force ProTech back into his base. So what is he going to be able to do right now? He's got only make it 3 Stalkers. He's warping in 2 more. He's got 1 sentry, but it has no energy left. And these 2 Stalkers with full life warping in the front and forcing those Zerglings to fight them. So nicely done right there. Is ProTech going to try and focus down these sentries here in the front? No, but it looks like Steamboat does have a bunch of roaches in the back to reinforce. So this is a very even fight right now, and Juna with more Zerglings, although Steamboat with more roaches. So this fight, now ProTech actually taking out all of the Protoss army, and now Steamboat and ProTech are forcing this back. And I thought that fight was going to be way more even than it was. It looks like ProTech and Steamboat definitely had the upper hand right there. Steamboat able to pump out so many roaches at once to reinforce at the last possible second. So that was extremely intense right there and a great battle. And it looks like, though, Steamboat is getting a little bit overextended here with his roaches, but now ProTech with the Stalkers in the back. There's so many Zerglings, though, from Juna out right now, killing so many of these roaches. Are so low on life here in the front, and the Stalkers just chasing them down. No speed on these roaches yet from Steamboat, and that is forcing them to have to fight back, because if they keep running, they will all go down. But it looks like now Steamboat got a bunch of Zerglings of his own to try and support those roaches, but perhaps getting overextended here. It needs to wait for the support of the Stalkers and roaches, so a lot of Zerglings going down there needlessly at the end. We'll see if that has any kind of effect on the outcome of this game. But it looks like ProTech now is going to be getting that Blink research, and Steamboat is getting the Spire up. So we are actually going to see a little bit of teching in a game with ProTech, which is, I don't think is anything. I have not seen any teching practically whatsoever in any games with ProTech yet, so I'm very pumped about that. Possibly you see the forge going down for him, possibly when he's getting that level 1 weapons upgrade as well. So Steamboat and ProTech now are setting up camp out here in the front, and they both have their expansions now. ProTech with his expansion almost fully saturated, and Steamboat's is definitely fully saturated, but Juna's expansion is meager right now, and ClosingTimE actually with a decent amount of saturation, only on 1 gas though. And it looks like Closing Time is definitely just massing up some new Stalkers and now Sentries and a few Zealots coming in to support that as well. And Juna actually with just a few Zerglings out here. If we look at the units that are on the field right now, there are only 12 Zerglings because you saw Juna now just now getting his Roach Warren. So he is actually, Juna is quite far behind in tech. He's been trying to utilize these Banelings and just massing. He's been spending so many minerals on Zerglings that now he is way far behind in economy in comparison to all the other players on the map. And now ProTech and Steamboat are going to press the issue. So here comes the big battle, and a lot of these Zerglings from Juna are getting caught in the middle there. I'm going to switch to APM for this fight so you guys can see it, even though I may not be able to notice it while I call what's going on because this is about to get so crazy. And ProTech, look at the split right there from Closing Time, able to split that, but ProTech just blinks into the back. That blink coming up so big right now. The Roaches are in the front, and oh, but it looks like ProTech blinking back there, and Steamboat, though, is going to pull his Roaches back. He does have that speed done now, and it looks like with no blink for Closing Time, he's not going to be able to catch that at all. He has no chance to try and catch that army, so after harassing that front right there, these two players are going to, ProTech and Steamboat are going to pull back and reinforce again. So this game, this may have been the longest game yet that I've cast from ProTech, but we'll see, because you know how aggressive these guys are. You know they're just going to reinforce this army instantaneously. Look at all of these Stalkers warping in from ProTech. 6 Stalkers warping in simultaneously, and they are going to press this again one more time. This could be the final push of this game. We'll see. But no, actually ProTech is going to take out this pylon quickly. Before he presses the issue, needs to get these Roaches up as well, but he has so many Stalkers. And here we go. There is quite a bit back here to defend this, though. The army is fairly even, and Juna's Roaches have more life than Steamboat's Roaches. But ProTech using that blink effectively, trying to focus down as many Stalkers as he can and then blink back out. And Closing Time is going to GG, and Juna GG's out of this game. I'm shocked that they GG'd so quickly. I would say that ProTech and Steamboat definitely had the upper hand, but wow, I would have liked to see these guys at least try and make one last stand here. I mean, the army sizes were not too I mean, Juna, yeah, it looks like Juna was so low on army size because he spent so many minerals on Zerglings earlier and was not getting his base going. So I guess overall the army size was significantly in favor of ProTech and of Steamboat. But still, I would have liked to see Closing Time at least try and fight that last battle. So anyway, it was still a great game and another super intense game. Thank you, ProTech, and I've been totally addicted to these crazy ass high level team games. So thank you guys for watching. Email me your games, irestarcraft@gmail.com, and peace out.